Hello everyone, welcome to my channel. Please subscribe and hit the bell icon. The Young and the Restless finally makes two things happen that I've impatiently been waiting to see. If you haven't been locked into The Young and the Restless lately, you're doing yourself a grave disservice. The daytime soap is operating on all cylinders and is delivering some great soapy television. From Ashley Eileen Davidson, continuing to bounce between personalities as she suffers from dissociative identity disorder, to Devin, Bryton James, and Billy Jason Thompson, gearing up for war at Chancellor Winters. Things are heating up in Genoa City. Of course, I can't talk about dynamic storylines and not mention Jordan's, Colleen Zenk, reign of terror, and Nikki's, Melody Thomas Scott, subsequent relapse in sobriety. Jordan is the big bad wolf I've been hoping would show up in town, and Nikki's battle with alcoholism is so complex and fascinating that I couldn't turn away from watching. However, all things come to an end, and in the episode airing on May 3, it looks like Nikki's sobriety storyline is headed in that direction. But with this, I'm getting two things I desperately wished would happen with The Young and the Restless in 2024. First, let's talk about the obvious. Nikki is finally headed to rehab after months of spinning out of control. As captivating as it was to watch the highs and lows of her sobriety, it was starting to wear on me that no one was pressing that she go to rehab. It was clear as day that the AA meetings weren't working, and Jack, Peter Bergman, was out of his league as her sponsor. I understand that you can't force anyone to get help until they are ready to receive it, but the Newmans didn't even try an intervention. Although Victoria Amelia Heinel and Nick, Josh Morrow, weren't too aware that Nikki was sneaking drinks here and there, Victor Eric Braden knew. He could have easily told his children, and they could have confronted this problem head-on instead of waiting and allowing Nikki to get completely out of control, which she certainly did. During the week of April 29, Nikki went on one heck of an alcohol bender that saw her tank Jack's, Peter Bergman, sobriety in the process, and him wind up unconscious. Had that not happened though, she probably would still be pretending as if rehab wasn't her next logical step. Speaking of Jack's foolish play to throw away his sobriety to save Nikki, his actions brought about the second thing on my Young and the Restless 2024 wishlist, the reigniting of the Victor and Jack feud. Longtime fans of the soap know that there is arguably no greater rivalry in all of daytime than the one between Victor and Jack. The two have gone at it for decades, sinking to the lowest of low places to beat the other, leaving a trail of destruction in their wake. Unfortunately, in recent years, this feud has become a bit dormant, which I thought was a true shame. Well, again in the May 3 episode, Victor blasts Jack for being stupid and joining Nikki in her bender instead of being a more sound sponsor. He also rips into Jack for not calling him for help. No matter how many times Nikki pleads Jack wasn't at fault for her actions, Victor doesn't buy it. By the end of the episode, after Nikki heads off to rehab, Victor issues a stern warning that Jack never sees Nikki again. Considering Jack and Nikki are practically besties, I don't see him abiding by the mustache's wishes. But I know too well that disobeying Victor comes with a heavy price. Victor is likely to develop a plan to get rid of Jack in Nikki's life, and I'm nervous yet excited to see what Victor comes up with. This is the same guy that brought Jack lookalike Marco Anicelli to town just to stick it to his nemesis. The Jabbit CEO better watch his back. I'm not sure what's all in store for The Young and the Restless, but with the show hitting its stride lately, I can't wait to see. In the tumultuous world of Genoa City, where secrets weave a tangled web and alliances shift like sand, The Young and the Restless has always been a bastion of dramatic intrigue. For fans eagerly awaiting certain resolutions, the anticipation can feel like a slow burn, building with each episode until finally, the moment arrives when the storyline takes an unexpected turn. Today we delve into 1,000 words of creative narrative, exploring the long-awaited events that unfold in the beloved soap opera. The midday sun hung high in the sky, casting its golden rays over the sprawling estate of the Newman family. In the heart of Genoa City, tension crackled like electricity in the air, signaling the arrival of a momentous occasion. Inside the lavish mansion, the Newman family gathered, their faces etched with a mixture of anticipation and trepidation. Victoria Newman, the poised and formidable matriarch of the family, stood at the center of the room, her gaze steely as she addressed her gathered kin. "Today," she declared, her voice ringing out with authority, "we put an end to the lies and deception that have plagued our family for far too long." Around her, the Newman siblings exchanged wary glances, their minds racing with the weight of Victoria's words. Nick Newman, the charming yet troubled brother, clenched his jaw, his fists tightening at his sides. Beside him, Abby Newman, the spirited and impulsive sister, squared her shoulders, ready to face whatever revelations awaited them. But it was Adam Newman, the prodigal son with a penchant for trouble, who bore the heaviest burden of all. His dark eyes flickered with a mix of defiance and resignation as he met his sister's gaze, knowing that the truth he had concealed for so long was about to come to light. As the tension in the room reached its zenith, the doors swung open and a figure stepped into the room, casting a long shadow over the gathered family. It was Chelsea Lawson, Adam's former flame, and the mother of his child, her presence igniting a firestorm of emotions within the room. "Chelsea," Adam murmured, his voice barely above a whisper as he took in the sight of her standing before him. Memories of their tumultuous past flooded his mind, reminding him of the love they had shared and the pain they had endured. Chelsea's eyes were cold, her expression unreadable as she turned to face Victoria. "I'm here to set the record straight," she announced, her voice cutting through the silence like a knife. "There's something you all need to know." Victoria's brow furrowed with concern as she watched Chelsea approach, her mind racing with the possibilities of what secrets lay hidden beneath the surface. Beside her, Nick and Abby exchanged wary glances, their hearts pounding in anticipation of the truth that was about to be revealed. With a deep breath, Chelsea began to speak, her words measured and deliberate as she recounted the events that had led her to this moment. She spoke of betrayal and deception, of love lost and dreams shattered, her voice trembling with emotion as she laid bare the secrets that had haunted her for so long. And as the truth spilled forth, like a flood, washing away the lies and half-truths that had bound them all, the Newman family stood united in the face of adversity. For in that moment of reckoning, they found strength in each other, knowing that no matter what trials lay ahead, they would face them together as a family. But as the dust began to settle and the echoes of Chelsea's revelation faded into the ether, another storm was brewing on the horizon. For in the depths of Genoa City, where secrets lurked in the shadows and alliances were forged and broken with the turn of a dime, another truth was poised to shatter the fragile peace that had been so painstakingly restored. Meanwhile, across town, a lone figure stood on the precipice of destiny, his eyes ablaze with determination as he prepared to make his move. For Victor Newman, the patriarch of the Newman dynasty, knew that the time had come to reclaim his rightful place at the helm of his family's empire. With a steely resolve, Victor set his sights on the future, his mind already racing with plans and schemes to ensure that the Newman legacy endured for generations to come. And as he took his first steps into the unknown, he knew that whatever challenges awaited him, he would face them head-on, with the unwavering strength and resilience that had defined him for so long. For in the world of the young and the restless, where love and betrayal walk hand in hand, and the line between friend and foe is eternally blurred, one thing remained certain: the only constant was change. And as the sun set on another day in Genoa City, the stage was set for a new chapter to unfold, one filled with twists and turns that would keep viewers on the edge of their seats until the very end.